Hey, how's it? This is the foundation. Putting a bow on the Cowboys and Giants game. Um, I rewatched them last night because I was a little distracted from the party and stuff like that. As you can tell, my voice is I had to sing a little bit, um, so my voice is not doing that good. Um, yeah, it was a very encouraging win. Like the most part that I liked was this the fun that seemed like Dak was having, and the thing is like I'm just very encouraged by the comfort that between Dak and Kitna and Kellen, so it's a long season ahead. I mean, we'll see when the Cowboys face adversity. Some of those three and outs, how Kellen will learn to adjust to how the game is going and stuff like that, and all that. I mean, then this is the great thing is that Zeke is gonna be there, and and when you need to grind that, and you need that guy to like maybe just give that muscle until you loosen up something, then and then there are gonna be times that you're just gonna have to outthink out what you was doing and all that. The things I liked, was this. Um, they was establishing a lot of things. They took advantage of their mismatches, which the thing that I liked about Kellen Moore from the beginning is that I had a feeling that he would try and exploit the mismatches, and then when they overcompensate, then he'll adjust to that. That's how that that Blake Jarwin touchdown happened. Um, and also and the way and then like the Cobb play. This is why I think Cobb, the Cobb thing was a good sign. The fact that he can create something after the catch, physical wise. You saw that third down play. He shoved away the defender, got got to, because he was like I think 3 or 4 yards short, and he made him to the first down. That's something that Cole Beasley couldn't do back then. We was worried about Bird Maher, but when you're scoring like that, you don't have that concern. Um, the offensive line, like like the funniest thing is that the person that was struggling the most is arguably our best offensive lineman, Zach Martin. Um, Travis Frederick was fine. Connor Williams was, no complaints. And Tyron Smith, you never hear his name. So like that's a good sign and all that. Um, when I rewatched the game, I was like, dang, Michael Gallup was just beasting all over the place. I mean, adjusting to the ball, making the tough catches, and he took some hits while he was taking the catches, and again from year one to year two, the rapport that him and Dak can develop. Maybe one is a little bit more touch, um, from Dak, and the other thing is just knowing each other. Uh, Mari Cooper again, he was the go-to guy for the most part of the game and all that. Oh, gotta go into work now. Oh, I wish I would have an extra day off. And then like with Zeke, some people is like, oh my goodness, we didn't need Zeke, we didn't need Zeke. Even though we didn't need Zeke technically, because of the way our offense was playing, but the truth of the matter is that his impact was still felt. You could see the safeties cheating up. You could see the linebackers biting on every play action pass. So you know that they was geared up to stop the running game. And the other thing too is what Zeke has always been able to provide a great blitz pickup. I mean that is natural for him. You saw him quickly identify the blitzer and pick them up. You know, he was lined up on the opposite side of Dak and was able to get the block in there. You know, and then the great thing was is that when he got when he got near the goal line, he was able to finish. Defensively, you know, there was some hiccups here and there. Even though preseason wise we was doing what we needed to do, but this one was a little bit different. We was a lot of yards, but at the same time too, we got off on thirds downs and we only held them down to 17 points, and technically we were playing prevent defense, so technically what we actually were to do was 10 points. So Saquon Barkley, there's only so much he can do. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I mean, that was my big thing. Like he's gonna make a play or two that's gonna wow everybody, and you know, fortunate enough, our offense was able to counteract and help our defense and keep them from actually wanting to pound, with Barkley and all that. We on to the Redskins next. Redskins, I believe that they're other than I think Jonathan Allen is injured, but they still have a pretty strong um defensive front seven. So let's go up to so let's get going for next week. I'll talk about that later on, but it's a long year, 1-0. One, I'll say 1.5 because it's the division game, but you know it's encouraging. I like I said, it was very encouraging to see the way we played and all that. It wasn't grinding out game, it was in your face kind of thing. And if the Giants are as bad as they people advertise them to be, you know, that's what you got to do. Put them away early, and don't give them. Don't you know wear yourselves out in doing that kind of when trying to win a game. All right, mahalo for watching, Paniolo boys, and like always, go Cowboys.